Thanks for clicking on this video. I'm your trainer Jasper Bravo and this is Just Beast Fitness. On this video, we are going to train our backs today. This is a back day. We want to have that huge back. That means we are going to train the lats for the width of the back, and then the mid back, and also the traps for that upper part of the back. So we are going to train the upper, mid, and the lower part of the back, just to make that back to be full and V-tape enough, because it's the part of your body that makes you have a very well balanced system and makes you look big from back. Like, let's say sometimes you can meet somebody who is really fit from front, but when they pass you and you try to look at them from behind, you don't see any meat. You notice that there's something awkward about their body. That normally is because these people just don't train their backs. But if you want to look at somebody from behind, side and front, and have that completeness and balance of physique, you just have to train your back. And that is all your back. That is the lower back, that is the lats, the mid back, and the upper back, which is the trapezium muscles. So this is a very awesome day for me because back workout is one of my most favorite days. So it's going to be an awesome day. And before we start, we just have to check our physique to see how far we've grown and the progress this year, because this is a year of bulking year, and you just have to see how much we are progressing, not gaining too much fat and also gaining enough muscles, just to make sure that we get to our optimal body composition that we are looking for this year, because we want to do this naturally, and the only way to do it is through consistency. So as you start this workout, it's always very important to avoid any injury. You need to start by doing what is called a warm-up, and I'm going to start my warm-up today by doing 10 reps of body pull-ups, and we are starting right now. We start the first set of pull-ups, then we wait for a few, then we go for the next one, which is also going to be a second set for warm-up still, just to make sure that the back is well warmed, the joints are well warmed, just avoid any sort of injury. Also to prepare the body for the heavy lifting that is just about to come in the next few seconds. So it's always awesome. And guess what? Some people shall think that if you warm up, you're going to waste so much weight. So much energy, but that's not true. In fact, warming up prepares you for those heavy weights. And if you don't overdo it, of course, you'll be able to still work out very well. The problem comes in when you decide to do it too much. Now, the first workout is going to be bend over single dumbbell row, or whatever it is however you call it, and you're starting with 50 kgs of dumbbells, because this is the biggest dumbbells we have in this our gym, and we are aiming for these high reps, at least 15 reps. 15, 12, 10 is good, 6 is good enough, and I think 6 is the least we're supposed to have for this workout, just to make sure that you hit that rep range that is good enough for hypertrophy. So we do the first, we will start with the left arm because it's the weaker arm, then we rest for a few seconds, let's say 10, then we go to the other arm and you do the same number of reps that the left did, just to balance that body, to have that symmetry that everybody is looking for as far as bodybuilding is concerned. Now on the right now, we are trying to do the 15 reps that we did on the left one, just to make sure that you have that well balanced back that you are looking for, because you don't want to be in a position where if you do that front or back double biceps, or when you do any lat spread, you notice that one of your lat is bigger than the other. That's what we don't want. So we have to get hydrated a bit and rest for a few seconds before we go to the next set, because when the weights, it's always recommended to rest enough between the sets, just to make sure that you do each and every set with quality, because sometimes you can hurry to do the sets really quick, not well rested, and you can think that you're really rushing your workout and finishing them sooner, but the problem is you'll not be having really quality sets if you don't have enough rest. So the rest are also good enough. You don't have too much rest and you don't have too little rest. You just need to have enough rest to allow you to have enough growth, because if you don't rest enough, you do not have as much energy as possible for the next sets that you'll be doing after the previous sets. So just to get that in order, I just need you to rest enough. Let's say it's okay to rest for 2 minutes, it's okay to rest for 1 minute, 3, Yeah, even sometimes 4 minutes if you are going for really heavy reps, really heavy weights, it's okay to do that. So this is our second set of this workout, and we're just trying to make sure that we do it with the precision and with a lot of concentration. We don't want to throw the weights around. If you can notice, is that the weight is really heavy on my side, but I do my best not to throw it around. We just make sure that we control it all the way up, all the way down, and squeeze at the top to make sure that you don't have any problems. Now we go direct to the next workout, which is going to be T-bar row. And on the T-bar row, we're starting with 60 kgs, and we are aiming for at least 15 reps, just to make sure that we have that awesome pump that we are looking for. But already the bag is already feeling pumped. This is another good workout for upper back, by the way. The mid and the upper back is well trained by this one, just to make sure that your elbows are a bit away from your body. The closer you put your elbows to your body, the higher the chances of you training your lats. But when you put them away from your body, that is, your elbows are a little bit open, it makes you really target your upper back, as you can see right now. So we head direct to the second set, and we add a little bit of weight to make it get to 75 kgs. And here the weight is starting to be very, very difficult to lift, but we make sure that we don't cheat if the weight is too, however heavy the weight could be. So this is going to be the second set for the T-bar row. And right now we've added some weight, and it's really proving to be super heavy right now, and we're still aiming for those high reps. And I tell you guys, anytime you find yourself not being able to control the weight, it means you need to reduce the weight, because you don't need to jerk the weight around. So we're done with that T-bar row. We head direct to lat pull down machine, and I want you to know that the workout today is very concentrated on having those big lats. So the mid and the upper back is almost as good as done. Now this workout we're doing right now is concentrated mainly on the lats. So we're starting right now and aiming for high reps, that is 15 reps on this first set of lat pull down. And on this workout also, I usually try to advise people just not to swing the waist so much. I usually notice that when the weight goes up, like the waist goes, guys are on a vertical posture, and immediately when you are now pulling the weight down, I notice many people usually tend to bend, stretch their back and kind of go as though they're going to sleep on the ground, and that makes you have a lot of momentum, and that makes the workout to concentrate more on the upper back. So if you do that, just do that, you target a different area. But if you want to make sure that you're still targeting your lats and making sure that you have that V-taper shape that you're looking for, then you need to try as much as possible to keep your back in a straight position and not to lie down when you're lifting the weight, because people tend to do that a lot. People tend to really lie down back when lifting, when pulling the weight up, then when they go, lifting the weight down, and when you go back, I notice people do that a lot. I notice people go back to a vertical position, which is the position that you should keep throughout the movement. So I'm supersetting this workout with another lat workout. This is a very awesome lat workout, and in this cable push down, you just put your knees on a soft position, on a soft surface, then you position your knee in front on the side that you are pulling down, and then you make sure that as you pull this weight down, you stretch all the way up, and you make sure that your elbows are coming as close as possible to your rib cage, and that's how you concentrate so much and squeeze that lat. And this is one of the best workouts to build an awesome lat and to make sure you have that wide back that you're looking for. So if you've never done this workout, or if you don't do this workout, I will advise you to start trying it, and if you find it responding awesome to your back, then why not incorporate it? Because personally, it's one of my best favorite workouts that I use for my lats. And as you can see, I'm touching my lats right now because I'm really feeling it really killing that lat part of my back, and that's what I'm looking for on this day, because today mainly we are concentrating on making sure that lat is as brutally as possibly done, just to make sure that when the day comes when you'll be concentrating on the upper back, the lats will be resting very, very well. Now this is another modification for another lat workout, but now this is a lat pull down machine, but on this time now I try my best to pull one side of the arm, then I pull the other side. This is another superset. I'm doing that knee that single knee pull down for the lats, then I run directly to this machine just to make sure that I superset them to get my muscles as close as enough as possible to failure. And that's how you do that. You know, sometimes when you want to get your muscles as close enough to failure, you can use supersets, and that is superset for the same muscle group. For instance, let's say you're training your back, like today, you go to the lat pull down machine, then immediately when you're done to it, you don't rest, you go directly to pull-ups, just to make sure that you squeeze the little energy that is still left inside you, just to make sure that the whole tank is left empty. That's a good way of making sure that your muscles are grown and are taxed now. Because guess what, sometimes people think that you need so very many things to make your back grow. People think that maybe you need so many sets. Some people usually think that, ask themselves, how many days in a week do I need to train? Some people usually ask, which type of workouts do I need to do, or how much rest do I need to have in between my workouts, between my sets. And I can tell you, those are really, really important questions that you need to ask yourself if you want to have an awesome body. But the most important question you should be asking yourself really is not all those many questions, but it should be two things. Number one, how perfectly am I doing my each and every rep? Which means each and every rep should be as close as possible to perfection as you could. Then number two, the second question that you really need to be asking yourself is, how close am I getting to failure or beyond failure? Because that's one of the things that people rarely get to. People rarely get as close as enough as possible to failure, which means about 3 to 1 reps away from failure. But I get people getting, in fact, people even stop doing most of their sets when they still have like 7 reps that they can still do. Some people still even have 8 reps. And when I say failure, I mean that weight or that rep that even if you have a gun on your head, you can't still do it. When you try your best, let's say you've done 6, 7, 8 reps, and then I come with a gun and point it on your head and you can't go past that, even if I'm about to pull the trigger, then that means you just got to your failure. That's what I'm talking about. But if you can still do it, or if because you just started feeling a little bit of pain or discomfort, then you stopped, as many people do, that one is not good, and that is one of the biggest enemies for your progress. So get as close as possible to failure and do your sets and reps as perfectly as possible, which means form and failure are the most important things. And maybe also the third one you can talk about time and attention. How much time do you have and attention when you're doing your workouts, which means how long does your set last? That can be improved by maybe doing higher reps of workout or controlling your weights. And I'll always ask you to go for the latter, which means go for the, not really go for the high reps, but go for the perfect and well controlled reps. So right now we are doing shrugs for those traps, and we are supersetting them with the kneeled lats pullover. So this is a workout that I really don't have a name for, because it's a workout that I rarely do. I've not seen it anywhere. It's a workout that I kind of saw somewhere in a certain magazine and started doing it, and I noticed that it is really hitting my lats really perfectly well, and I couldn't help but incorporate it into my workout routines. So right now we use the 40 kgs to do the shrugs, just to make sure that you have those huge traps, and we superset these because this is a different part of the back. And right now we are almost getting to the end of workout. I usually like to superset these things just to make sure that you use the energy you still have before we are too tired to continue. So I'm going to the second set of these workouts. This is pullover, but when you're kneeling down, and it's a very awesome workout for the lats. It will really stretch your lats, especially if you do your best and control the weight. As I told you earlier, you can't help but get some really awesome gains for your lats on this workout. So consider incorporating this one into your workout, or you can at least try it. All these workouts that I usually do, guys, it's just not a must for you guys to do them, but always it's okay. It doesn't hurt to try them in one of your workouts. And if you notice that it's helping you, or if you feel that it's giving you an awesome pump that you want, then why not try it? Don't be too proud not to try new stuff, because guess what? They say that the easiest way to stop growing is by being too proud and thinking that you know it all, and nobody ever knows it all. So this is the second set of the shrugs for the traps, and we just try to control the weights. And on this is one of the few workouts that you really can't control it so much, because the range of motion is just so short. But still, don't drop the weight and still try to control it. I know it's not easy. I know there's no much time and attention that you can say that you're going with the eccentric, having slow eccentric, which is true, but still you can, there's always that thing as dropping the weight, and that's what you need to avoid. Dropping the weights and having momentum is just what you need to avoid. Now the next workout, which is still for the lats, is now the pullover, lat pullover, and this one is now with the cables, but now standing with the bent over a little bit. And this one is also very, very, very awesome. It's a very awesome workout for your back, and people usually confuse this workout with the people usually confuse if this workout really trains your back or your chest. And I can tell you categorically that this is a very awesome lat workout. If you really want to target your chest, I'd rather you go and do the dumbbell pullover, and you make sure that your arms are a little bit closer to your body, because when you put them too wide apart, it tends to concentrate on your back. So we're going to the third set of shrugs, but right now we are doing 50 kgs because we are more warmed, and now we are feeling that the traps are also in a state where it can lift a heavier weight. So that's why we are going for these big boys, the 50 kgs. And it's, as you can see, you notice that we are really not dropping the weight, we are really controlling it very well, and that's what we are looking for. Anytime you're doing the shrugs and you notice that you just can't lift your traps up close enough to your ears, then it means the weight is too heavy. You just need to reduce it. But if you can, the way we are doing it, then it's okay. Just do it, just push it, because shrugs is one of those workouts that one can easily carry so much weight. It's just one of those workouts that can help you with progressive overload, because you can easily add and pack so much weights on your shrugs. So we go to the next set of the pull over cables, and we added a little bit of weight because the previous one wasn't as heavy, and we managed there about 12 reps. We go back to the shrugs again, the dumbbell shrugs, and I told you guys this one is a superset. So immediately we're done with the pullovers, we run direct to the shrugs, just to make sure that that back is fully pumped, because you know, when you're almost getting to the end of workout, we want to finish with, we want to have a strong end. It's not that we don't want to have what is called a weak end, but we want to have what is called a strong end of our workout. And now is the time to see our gains and see the pump. And you can see, guys, I can see that the bulking is not going really bad. It's not as fast as we expected it, which is okay, because we expected to gain so much fat, but I don't see that happening, which means our diet has been super duper clean, which is awesome, because it's always a huge challenge to be on a bulk and at the same time trying to really not gain so much fat, because people tend to make that mistake a lot, eating too much to an extent that now you start gaining fat rather than gaining the muscles. So this has been a very awesome workout, and I think this is a very awesome day to have felt this awesome pump, because you can see the shoulders are well pumped. However, we weren't training them. The biceps are also a little bit pumped. However, we weren't training them, but of course we know that anytime you're training our backs, the secondary muscles that usually trained are usually the biceps and the forearms. So seeing them a little bit pumped after the workout is not a surprise. In fact, it's a good thing, because it shows that we've really worked. Because if the secondary muscle feels worked, it obviously means that the primary muscle was fully cooked to the end, and that's what we're always looking for. So guys, I don't know if you're really enjoying my content, and if you are, you always feel free to let me know on the comments, and you because liking the videos just helps them to grow, helps the channel to grow, and it also helps me to work extra hard, because that motivation just helps me to give you guys more content. So if you enjoy my content, you can also let me know the type of contents you like, and you also share, because it's not right to be selfish. If you find my stuff really helpful, why don't you share them with a brother or a sister that can get a help from maybe my workouts or my diet advice, whatever it is, man. Let's just do this together, because after all, you are in this world to improve one another and make it a better place for all of us. So if don't feel shy to also subscribe if you really think that you want to get more of our videos, because you never know, maybe maybe this is the reason why you are going to start working out if you haven't started yet. And if you're somebody who's about to give up on your workout and thinking that you can't do this naturally, maybe this is the reason why you have a new hope that this thing is really possible. Because if I'm doing it, so can you. Because guess what? Successful people look like me and you. So thank you guys for being with us to this far of the video, and it was a pleasure being with you, and I can just see you in the next one in the next few days. See ya.